Thank you, Jan. Thanks to all of you. It is my utter pleasure and with great joy that I stand here to support my longtime friend, colleague, warrior, Tom Tancredo. Jan neglected to mention, but I also stand here before you as a fairly new fellow Coloradan. So I have an especially vested interest, a very special interest and vested personal interest in making sure that my governor is someone who will be looking out for our sovereignty, for our safety, for our economy, for our children. As many of you know, the first book that I wrote in 2002 was called Invasion. And I wrote it in the aftermath of the September 11th terrorist attacks with a very simple thesis, that immigration should first and foremost be treated as a national security issue. Tom has been on this issue for years and years before it was politically expedient to do so. He didn't have to dress up in a Halloween costume to try and save his job like, oh, John McCain. And it's been more than amusing to see John McCain turn into a Tom Tancredo impersonator. I extend my greatest condolences and respect to the Kudlas family and to the Vizzi family and to so many families like theirs who played by the rules, who lived their lives in a law-abiding way and have watched as not just the left, but the open borders right demean them, insult them, ignore them, and actively sabotage the immigration laws on the books in this country. And what I have always loved and respected about Tom is that he is proven in his leadership to stand up to both the big business open border zealots and the radical leftist identity politics mau-mauers in this country who have betrayed this country. You know, we've heard a lot about the Constitution, which I think is a wonderful thing over the last 2 years, and this insurgent Tea Party movement, which Tom and I were there in front of the Capitol in Denver in February 2009, I believe it was, before it was even called a Tea Party, to raise our voices and really get the ball rolling on this insurgent campaign. But a lot of people need to be reminded of some other neglected words in the Constitution. It's not just about fiscal responsibility and fiscal accountability. Let us remember that the preamble to the Constitution provides for the common defense. And Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution says that this government is supposed to protect the states against invasion. They have failed miserably at their jobs, and it's not simply a result of malign neglect. As I said, they are actively sabotaging it. We've got a Justice Department that does not represent America's best interests. And we need governors in every single state in this nation, not just in Arizona, but we need a governor of Colorado who will make sure that Colorado doesn't turn into California or Arizona. It's not just a matter of denying sanctuary city promoter John Hickenlooper a job in the governor's mansion. It's about ensuring that we become a rule of law country, not a sanctuary country. That Colorado remain a rule of law and a sovereignty state, not just another sanctuary state to be overrun. I was so honored when Tom, who didn't know me from Adam, provided an endorsement of Invasion. And he is someone that all Coloradans can trust. The first line of defense, of course, is our borders and immigration enforcement. But there is also a hostile war that is being waged from Washington and from this state capital. A war on the West, a war on jobs, a war on parental choice and education, and on all of those issues, Tom will be our warrior, will be our general. And he has so much support. It's not just from the grassroots, but it is from other conservative and limited government activists and officials who also have proven records. It is extraordinary what's going on in this campaign. And I've had local, state, and national media knocking down my door, asking what's going on here, the momentum. How did this happen in just a matter of literally weeks? That Tom is now within 4 points, breathing down the neck. And we know what's happening. We're not going to rely on Washington organizations to tell us what to do, to tell us who to vote for, to tell us who to put in office. We don't need to rely on figures in New York and Washington to support with money the candidates that we believe are the ones who will do the right things. Tom's campaign is part of a national wave of this grassroots counterinsurgency, and it's the small donations, and it's the folks outside of Washington who are taking matters into their own hands, doing the job that Washington pundits and the elites won't do. And I thank each and every one of you for your activism. We're going to need to gird our loins, to use a phrase, in the next several weeks. You know it's going to get dirty. You know the demagoguery that these people on both the open borders, left and right, are capable of. And I will always remember Tom's stalwart commitment to fighting these battles for us, whether it's against Carol Rove or those demagogues on the left that I've dealt with so many times. And I'll tell you, he's been called every name in the book, as have I. It's not going to stop us. It fuels our passion and our commitment even more. And as I have long said now over the last couple of years, the ballot box is the ultimate sanitizer, so let's clean house.